to mental moments where small changes have lasting ripples. This week, due to conversations I've been having online and with my clients about self improvement obstacles, I thought, yes, I need to address this. The first one I talked about is goals. If we don't clarify our goals, we don't know why we're doing a thing, we're not going to continue motivation. Two, the normal experience of that ew feeling when we're starting to learn something new, called cognitive emotive dissonance. Now, today, I'm going to talk about change within and change without. Okay, what do I mean with that? A lot of people will say, some people will come to me and say, Rhonda, I need my partner to do this. Or if this happens, then I'll be happy. That is an example of change outside of you. Okay, no self-improvement program is going to work for things that are outside of you. You don't have control of outside of you. The end, period. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. And it is interesting because when couples come in, they're like, he needs, she needs, and everybody's pointing about what they need to do. And that's not going to work. Absolutely no way is that going to work ever, because we don't have control over other people. So if anything, if there is when somebody says that they need this thing to happen, or they need this person to change before then I can be happy, every self-improvement program is going to fail. That's just the way it is. We don't have control of what we don't have control over. Let's start with if and then. If this blank happens, then I'll be happy. Okay. Miranda, she was always saying that. Well, I just know that if I can start making this much money at work, then I'm going to be satisfied with my job and I'll be happy. Okay, there's something to be said about a certain amount of income. Okay. But let me ask you this. Are there people making, and I asked her this, it's like, where's there more people making less money that are happy that you notice? And she's like, oh, yeah. I said, you notice people making more money than you are who are not happy. So I hadn't thought about it, but yeah. And the reason is the money does not equal happiness. What makes somebody happy about that is they're like, oh, I'm making this much money. Now I have the freedom to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, that money becomes a means to an end, a goal of travel or, buying those things for my kids or whatever that is. So therefore, if she makes this kind of money, then she'll be in a position to do these things. Now, these things are the things that she wants. These are called goals. But there is no connection between money and happiness. Their problem, if only I get this, then I'll be happy. It's future paced. Okay. Some people, when they get, more, okay, I've got this goal of making enough money so I can do all my travel plans, et cetera, et cetera. Well, inflation continues. As you make more money, inflation continues. And so it feels like you might not get there. Or you get there, but you're not recognizing it. You think, oh, no, I need more. So it always pushes it off into the future. It's like it's not gonna happen anytime soon. When is it gonna happen? And the other problem is sometimes we don't recognize when it does happen. So if I reach this particular weight, then I'm going to be happy. And then they reach that weight. If they don't recognize they've reached that weight, or, pant size or whatever it is, if they have not seen it in their mind and recognized it, then of course there's like, no. And then in order to be happy about a pant size or an income or anything, you have to think things like, that's awesome. Yes. Yes, because in order to be happy about a thing, you have to think happy thoughts about that thing. You have to think that's something I want. Yes. Right now. Because happiness in the future, when is it going to happen? Okay. The other problem with change outside of ourselves is when it involves somebody else. We can't change other people. If my kid would behave, if my partner would just do this, you know, that's not going to happen. When you kind of hang your happiness on the fate of others, you're not going to get there. Let's say your partner did something for which you're like, yes, that's great. Awesome. You're happy. You're like, see, that made me happy. My partner doing this made me happy. But then let's say same partner does something and that really upsets you. And you're like, ah, my partner is no longer making me happy. This is a bad thing. I don't like this. My partner is supposed to make me happy. You see, yeah, because you can't control your partner. You can't make your partner do a thing. Same thing with kids. One way I've heard this is that you're basically giving away your power, so to speak. You're saying you're hinging your own happiness on the whims of others. So in essence, you're giving up your power. That's not an analogy I like, but if it works for you, okay. I prefer to think of it as this way. I'm in charge of my own happiness. I am, for the most part, the architect of my own life and happiness. Now, there's lots of things that happen outside of us and that I don't have control over that, can interfere with that. But by and large, if I want to be happy, I'm in charge of that. So if I have a goal of being happy, and then I say it's only because if this person does this, or if that person does this, or my best friend doesn't support me, or my kids don't listen to me, or my partner doesn't do these things for me. And if they did all those things, then I would be happy. Good luck with that. It's not going to happen. It just isn't. Instead, when you recognize and go, oh, yes, I have good thoughts when my friends support me. And I really like it when my partner does this. And I'm very happy when my children behave. Oh gosh, yes, we go to a restaurant and they sit still. Ugh, life is good. Yes. And then we get that idea like that made us happy. Well, that's because those are things we were important of. But because it's other people, the second my kid jumps out of the booth, knocks over the chocolate milk, and throws things at the table net behind us, or my partner completely forgets to do these sorts of things and picks a fight with me instead, or my best friend is having a bad day and is like, leaves my messages unread. Okay, then it's like I must then be unhappy. Yeah, so yeah, I don't have control over my partner, my kids, and my friends. Now I can influence that. I can give, my kids, I can add consequences and rewards to help them improve their behavior and encourage them to do what I want. I can really talk to my partner about what I would hope that I would get from a relationship with them and ask them what they want from me, in that relationship. And with my friends, same thing. Same thing. We can talk about expectations. Okay, so anything outside of us, we have no control over. And so, yeah, instead of looking at if this person will do these things, then I'll be happy, recognize that I am the architect of my happiness. Now, I talk about this in other trainings, and so I can't get into it in a short video. However, just that first piece of I am the architect of my life. I am the architect of my happiness. I'm also the architect of my misery. We do that one really well as human beings. And so anytime we come to a self-improvement program, and if they start talking about these are the things you need to do in order to get, the golden ticket, and you're like, no. People have got to do this in order for me to feel better, or this thing has got to happen before that I can do that. Then yes, of course, you're going to fail at a self-improvement program. So recognizing that I can't change things outside of myself, I'm only in control of things within myself. And so therefore I can work within myself, because within myself is possible. Without myself or outside of myself, it's not possible. I don't have control over that. Okay, thank you. And stay tuned for other episodes. And we talk about the common reasons people have difficulties in self-improvement programs.